Does anyone just straight up not answer their phone anymore? I'm now at the point where unless it's a contact I personally have added to my phone or a number I recognize, I won't answer my phone under any circumstances. The spate of scammers and spam calls has just made telephony completely useless to me as a form of communication. I'm considering changing my number for a fresh start, but I'm afraid it'll break 2FA for things, so I don't bother. And then getting a second SIM primary line is an ESIM which I can ignore calls from to use as a 2FA and spam number. I just recently got a call from a number based in Melbourne. I searched for the number and found nothing. That could have been someone offering me $1 million. I don't care. Anyone who wishes to contact me can send me an email, a text or a message or leave something on my voicemail if it's important. However, if you just call me and don't provide any sort of secondary information, I have to assume you're spam and I don't care. They can leave a message if it's important. Unless it's someone who is in my contacts list, I let it go to voicemail. 95% of the calls I get to both mobile and landline are spammers, shitheads, or people I don't want to talk to. The remaining 5% will leave a message and I'll call them back. I've been doing it this way for 15 years now, LOL. If you're not on my caller ID and I'm not expecting an important call, it's straight to voicemail screening. My phone is on silent 24/7, I don't even know what the ringtone sounds like. The phone part of my phone only exists to give me jump scares and call my grandma now. I gave up answering unknown numbers years ago. As a small biz owner, it's infuriating the amount of scammers I get calling. For in one day makes me very shitty. No message, no call back. What is that infuriating one in Chinese actually saying? Unfortunately, the local mental health team will ring from an unknown number. Leave no message in case of abusive partners and so on. Never ring again. Just put your account on hold. So it's absolutely essential I answer all calls. Only legit calls from unknown numbers will leave a message. Those who don't are doing themselves a disservice. And I do know some govt agencies don't leave a message, and the ironic thing is, they're telling us not to answer the phone to unknown numbers. I understand the sentiment, but I get enough legitimate work-related calls that I can't get away with it. Pretty much every call I get on my personal phone is a scam. It's actually effing ridiculous. As someone who needs to call people from a work number, in the medical aged care system, scammers have made my job 10x harder. Almost nobody picks up their phone for unknown numbers, so I leave messages and send texts and send emails, and I still often get no response. Never answer my landline anymore. Funny enough, I always answer unknown hidden numbers on my mobile, because scammers always spoof numbers now, so an unknown private number will be something important. The phone is by far the least favorite app on my phone. Yep, me. I'm the unfortunate schmuck whose details got leaked in the Medibank Optus Latitude financial data breach. Ever since it's been spam call every day off. There's an option to just reject all calls if they're not in my contacts. That's on now. I don't answer the phone. It's got nothing to do with scams. I just don't like talking on the phone, and it never rings whilst you are sitting around bored, it always rings while you are doing something. My ADHD can't handle the distraction, and my autism doesn't like sudden noises, so every phone I've ever had has lived in silent mode with notifications turned the fuck off. I don't get this at all. I give my number out to enough people that I would like to contact me for some reason or another that I answer it just in case. I've gotten cold calls that are job offers, work-related calls, home maintenance tradespeople or delivery drivers that I feel are pretty important to answer at the time. If it's spam or scammers, there's no harm done and I can just hang up with no issues, so there's no risk involved. I get that text or email are other options, but they also aren't spam-free, and for time-sensitive communication phone calls are still best. I missed a call from the Chase Australia TV show on Friday afternoon because I didn't recognize the number. They left a message and I've called them back twice, but I think I missed my chance to go on the TV show. Can't remember last time I heard my personal phone ring. Since getting a Pixel, I literally hit the scam screen button anytime I don't know the number. 1 out of 100 is legit. If an unknown number calls me and doesn't leave a voicemail, I straight up block it as spam. If it's someone legit, they will have my email, my government or postal address to follow up to. I'm just like you, if it's a bona fide call they always leave a message or email. Smiling face with open mouth. I'm exactly the same as you. I actually get more scam phone calls in a day than real phone calls. It's harassment. I put my details into that so-called register to stop the calls, but it did nothing. Scammers have ruined telephony. The slimy cunts can hijack the caller ID so it looks like a local number. Best is not to answer if it's a number you don't know, as answering gets your number on other lists. If you're going to call me from a mobile number and not text me a sentence or two with what you're chasing so I can prioritize my work, then you don't get a call back. I don't have family or friends, so I welcome the scam callers. They are the only people I get to talk to. I can't be bothered with voicemail. I use the Google screening service for any number I don't know. 98% of the time they hang up. I'm considering changing my number for a fresh start. That won't help. I recently got a cheap SIM for my tablet. I've never given the number to anyone. I get 10 calls a day on it. All Queensland Health phone calls are made from a private number. As I A work for Queensland Health and B have people I know that are being treated by special care teams, I need to answer all phone calls. I do speak to a shitload of scammers. Most do not like it when you let them know that you know they are scammers. I just answer and say Taiwan is a real country and I get put on their no-call list immediately. Unless I am on call for work, I only answer numbers I have saved in my address book, and then only if I feel like talking to them. I have been doing this since I had a phone, so not really related to spam calls. I just have a low tolerance for social interaction. It pisses me off that I have to ignore calls that I don't know. 95% are scams, but the other 5% are important: appointments at hospitals, people I'm trying to get an appointment with, the bank, government departments, and then I have to spend hours trying to ring then back or miss out altogether because I didn't pick up. Telcos seriously need to address this issue. They are like, oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do from our end. Well, how about updating your firewalls from 1982 until now? That's a good starting point. It has even started on WhatsApp now since a couple of weeks ago. So annoying. I press screen call. My phone only rings for my favorite contacts, for everyone else it is on Do Not Disturb. I use a business PBX system for my main mobile number. It goes straight to an IVR, which they can press 1 to leave a voicemail or dial a secret code to actually call my phone. This filters out all the automated calls that can't press 1 to leave a voicemail, and I can give the code to anyone I'm expecting a call from so they can actually reach me. Yep, unless I'm expecting like a delivery Uber, I won't answer a number I don't know. Just no point these days. Telephony has gone the way TV did for me. Just a technology one can largely do without. The only time I will answer all calls displayed on my screen is if I am expecting a call from council or government debt or a business. I have found in the past they won't leave a text or voicemail, otherwise I answer my contacts only. And this is why I text people to schedule calls at work if we've never spoken previously. Takes away the suspicion. No bumbling voicemails. And I have a record of contact. I have 2 numbers. Shout out to dual SIM phones. A work number that I'll answer during work hours and a private number that I don't answer unless I know the number. Can't wait for call screening to become a standard feature on all phones. I'm on a waiting list to get knee surgery. I'm answering every call. It's driving me insane. My strategy is to just waste the scam and spam callers' time. If they're bothering me, then they're not bothering anyone else. I try to make a game of it and have fun by pretending to be stupid or something like that. I think they've given up on bothering me though. I think they've realized that I just waste their time, so they don't bother me as much anymore.